What's going on, traders? We're going to get straight into it because this is going to be a pretty serious video, and I need you guys to lock in. I need you guys to hear and understand what I'm about to say. I think the market correction is a lot closer than we thought. A lot closer. Like, really close. All right. So, in our last video, which was like a few hours ago, I talked about how Bitcoin was really bothering me, right? The SPY looked great for a potential bounce towards the upside. Still does, right? Triple Qs looks okay. Doesn't look great, you know. Still looks like it has some type of potential for a bounce towards the upside. But I kept letting you guys know that Bitcoin is really bothering me because Bitcoin continues to tank, and we saw some key levels get broken on Bitcoin. We saw 88K get broken. I told you guys about that level. And then today we see that Bitcoin is breaking below 86K. And now we're in very illiquid territory all the way towards 73K. And so I do think Bitcoin is going to head much lower. Now, why am I focused on Bitcoin? If you're new to this channel, well, I've always been preaching how Bitcoin can be a leading indicator when it comes to the market, right? The overall market. When Bitcoin tanks, usually a day or two later, you see the market tank. When Bitcoin, rallies to the upside, you typically see a day or two later the market rally towards the upside. And this has been happening ever since Bitcoin had its own ETF or gotten its own ETF, right? You've seen this, right? And you don't have to believe me, you don't have to agree with that thought. I understand it sounds a little bit crazy to think that Bitcoin is a leading indicator, but Bitcoin does have a foot in the market. It has stocks in the market, right? It has coin, it has MSTR. They fall under the Nasdaq as well. So, it would make sense that Bitcoin has somewhat of a say on potential direction when it comes to the market. And so again, I was letting you guys know that Bitcoin was bothering me. It's been tanking for quite some time. And so I was looking at, these candles right here, and I'm thinking in my head, well, if Bitcoin is breaking below 86K and retesting it, how would it get back up here to pretty much liquidate this area? Because this is very illiquid, right? And I mean, it will have a very hard time unless, maybe some great black swan news comes out of nowhere. Um, it will have a very hard time breaking back within this range. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it will have a very hard time doing this, right? But then I thought about it and I start realizing that I've seen this pattern before. I've seen this like literally like a few hours ago. I've seen this before. And so I went to the NASDAQ, right? Same exact pattern, right? I go to the ES, same exact pattern. I go to the SPY, same exact pattern, right? Triple Qs, same thing, right? You feel free to check for yourself. I'm not going to go over every single chart. And so, I'm like, this is this is something. This pattern is something. This right here is something, and I've seen it before. And so I go to Google, I look it up, right? Three black crows. This is a very bearish pattern, guys. And this could be the start or the indication of a market correction inbound, right? This can very well be that indication. Now, we can argue and say, well, it's too obvious. It's on the NQ, it's on the ES, it's on every single ETF, every single futures chart. Yeah, you can argue that. I understand that. It is a little bit too obvious, but me, I'm not looking to bet against this. So in the Discord, I just pointed this out, right? I said we could be looking at one more bounce towards the upside. Potentially a move towards 21,500, highest 21,700 before an actual market correction kicks in, and we can head as low as the 20,000s, around 20,200, 20,300, give or take. Probably even lower than that. All right. So, point being, guys, be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Just really be careful. Okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You guys know that I've been bearish for the month of February. So far, things are playing out. What causes this drop? I don't know. I guess tariff news because that seems to be the main focus of everything. That seems to be the thing that's dropping the market every single time it's mentioned. So maybe tariff news, maybe more tariffs, tariff wars, whatever the case may be. But yeah, this is not looking good. Okay, this is not looking good. So be careful. I'm not saying this drop is going to happen tomorrow. I'm not saying it's going to happen the next day. I would imagine March, maybe beginning of March, maybe mid March. We do have our next Fed meeting in March as well. So Very much possible. But yeah, this pattern is extremely rare, guys. Extremely rare. But when it plays out, pack your bags. All right. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think this is a sign of a market correction? Are there other signs that maybe I'm missing of a potential market correction coming? Let me know what you think. All right. Until the next video, traders, have a good one.